All right, got a couple watchers now. We are looking for a graveyard. We're broadcasting live now, Dan. We're looking for a graveyard out in, McHenry County now. We know from historical maps that there should be one back here. There's a lot of noise. Hopefully you guys can hear.
Maps and photographs.
Maps and photographs. Historical.
Maps and photographs indicate that there's a historic cemetery somewhere within this patch of buckthorn and what looks to be like black walnut and oak trees all around us. There's hackberry over here too. I mean, got plethora of native and invasive vegetation. You've got garlic mustard. But all of these things are indicative of a historic site, and also the fact that
Blair Witch, somebody said.
invasive species travel. All right, over here, we've got chert. I highly doubt it's anything. And first, I thought it was Native American in origin. And it might be. I mean, that just looks natural to me, though. That doesn't look like a chert flake. Chert flake from byproduct of stone tool manufacturing.
And somebody asked what we're digging for. We're not digging for anything. We're actually just looking for a historic cemetery that's been a little bit lost. Not to say it's lost, but nobody knows it's back here, but it's certainly not frequently visited. And by the way, we will be going to a handful of different haunted sites throughout the day. We'll be popping in and out, so if anybody wants to follow. I'm Scott, and this is Connor. And we do a little paranormal research and investigation, and we found a cemetery. Here we go.
Sticker plants everywhere.
Oh, wow, look at this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
To see large monuments like this in the middle of the woods here. You can hear there's some farm machinery not too far away, so we're not in the middle of nowhere, but we are in the middle of nowhere because it's just farm. This is pretty neat. You guys are seeing this as I'm seeing it for the first time. Dan's with us. He is an archaeologist, so we go on all sorts of fun adventures together like this, looking for kind of lost histories.
Look at that!
Oh, look at the tall monument. A lot more stones out this way. This. Did you have any idea how big this place would be?
I didn't even think it was going to look like this. I knew it was somewhere in a patch of, wooded patch, but I didn't know that it was going to be that the trees have grown up over this time. I mean, this would have been open for the most part when these people were buried out here. As you can see, the majority of these trees are very young trees. You've got your oak over here, you've got hackberry, you got another hackberry over here. But this would have been wide open. This whole area would have been wide open at one point. Would have been your typical farm cemetery, so.
Yeah, I did not expect this number of burials here. Let's go walk this way. Unfortunately, it's towards the noise, but there's a lot more out here. By the way, we'll be putting together a really nice video. We have a YouTube channel, of course. It's What's Your Ghost Story? We are paranormal investigators. This is not a haunted site. We're not trying to investigate here, but we will be at some haunted sites later today. So we've got an 1892. Unbelievable condition too for this age. Here's a much older one, 1886. What was it? 15-year-old named Guy. Yeah, and then we have this tall one back here. Oh, from Yorkshire, England. Died, what was it? 1891. Just missed the World's Fair. Here's a death in 1825.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So we're out in northern Illinois. So stones of this age are not incredibly uncommon, but definitely not common either.
Here's where a marker was.
Oh, another remnant. How did the cemetery end up abandoned? Well, that's a good question. Let's go talk to our archaeologist.
Let's go talk to the expert.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a simple case of society kind of moved away from it which does happen quite a bit. We lost our, now it is Blair Witch. Where'd our archaeologist expert go? Yeah, it just could be a case of it's starting out as a family cemetery and or a local farm cemetery where different farms would bury their own, and those families move away, and then there's just no upkeep. You see, though, you know, it's not completely unvisited. Here's an American flag that is not brand new, but it's certainly not old. Old farm machinery Dan's finding, and we also found Dan, which is good. Oh, this is a veteran. Wow.
Ready the Civil War.
It's a Navy commander. It doesn't have any dates on it. We did just come from a cemetery very nearby that had someone who died in the Civil War in it. Oh, thank you for hearts. This is our first ever Periscope, so this is brand spanking new to us.
Yeah,
wow, there's a really neat monument right here.
Oh, look at that one.
Looks pretty ornate. Usually for these small farm cemeteries, they're very simple. Unfortunately, this has fallen, probably off of this.
Well, you got another stone over here. If you remember that small, ornate, intricately carved stone from the last cemetery,
Oh yeah.
we have one here as well with a signature at the bottom.
This is neat. We found something very similar to this just recently. No, it's kind of hard to see on here, but it is very scripted handwriting.
Post pictures? Wait, on the page or something?
I don't, you know what? I'm new to Periscope, so I don't really know if we can post pictures, but I don't know. What's your ghost story? And we're on Instagram and Twitter and.
I'm still logged into the Paranormal Pixie on Instagram, and I'm going to Instagram this right now.
Cool. So we'll probably, you know, cut out of here soon, and so we can take some photos. But yeah, we'll be popping in and out through the day. So if you're interested, and just in general, do a lot of paranormal related investigations. Some farm machinery. Somebody asked how the why this place became abandoned, and I put a stab at it. What would your guess be?
I mean, over time, cemeteries become unused, and then that pretty much is the reason. You know, the family may or may not be in the area, or they just decided they're no longer going to use the cemetery and let the people here who have been buried in the past just rest in peace.
Sure.
And everybody else just moves on to other cemeteries. I mean, these farms have been developed, as you can see off in the distance. You have houses. I mean, that not too long ago was a cornfield. So these families sell their land, houses are being built. The reason why you're hearing all that machinery in the background is the fact that you have mining going on. Out here, they're mining for gravel, sand, and things like that. This is all glacial till. So these people are selling the land, and when they sell the land, well, they move off, they move away for the most part. And these old historic cemeteries fall in disrepair or disused. I mean, actually, for something that's buried in the woods like this, amazing condition, because yes, you have some broken stones, but people are still coming here to clean, to pay their respects, even though, yes, it's choked out by invasive buckthorn, and you know, you've got a woodland, quote unquote, area growing up around it. For the most part, it's actually really well cared for. There are people who still love the people that are buried here, or you just have some very good Samaritans, people with good hearts that come and at least take care of the dead.
For you guys that stuck around, the 4 of you that made it to the end, we'll be popping in and out throughout the day, and just throughout. We'll be at the Chicago Ghost Conference. If anybody out there is really into the paranormal, and
Come and find us.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of really cool people there, even cooler than us. But thank you, and feel free to subscribe because we'll be coming back.
We'll be Instagramming and stuff. What's your ghost story? The Paranormal Pixie and Scott Markus.
Yay, with a K.
With a K.